This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Hi, Kyle. Could you draw up a quick document with the basic business plan? Just one page, as a Google Doc, and send me the link? Thanks.
Hey, just finished drawing up that quick one-page business plan for you. Here's the link.
But there was no link. There was no business plan. I hadn't programmed Kyle to be able to do that yet. I'm Evan Ratliff, here with a story of entrepreneurship in the AI age. Listen as I attempt to build a real startup run by fake people. Check out the second season of my podcast, Shell Game, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com. Everybody loves Altoids, the little mints that come in tins. Well, once the mints are gone, you can do some really neat things with the leftover tins. People have made MP3 players, cameras, even stoves. Check out HowStuffWorks.com/Tinovators to find out more.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. With me, as always, is Charles Bryant. I don't even know why I say that, Chuck. I should just go Josh and Chuck here.
Nah, you get your thing.
This is a stupid intro, Chuck. Let's start over.
You say that every week.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Chuck Bryant. This is Stuff You Should Know. Thanks for listening to us.
Thank you.
An even heartier thanks would go out if people actually paid for this, but still.
No, people like free.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Well, yeah, we're not charging for it.
No.
Fear not, everyone. I'm just saying.
Right. And you know what? Think about that before you write in and tell us we're idiots.
Yeah.
We'll give you your money back.
Did you ever see that Simpsons where Bart goes off on that Itchy and Scratchy fan?
No.
Where he's actually talking about the Simpsons. The guy's like, I feel like they owe me something as a loyal fan. I think it was Comic Book Guy he goes off on.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, oh, really? They owe you something for years and years of free programming and entertainment that they've provided you at no charge?
That's what happens, though. You know, people take ownership, and I do the same thing. We all do.
Yeah. It's nice to be owned.
It's like, Lost sucks now. How could you do that?
Does it suck? I've never paid any attention to it.
No, actually, I think this past season was a return to form, but the previous season was a little lame.
It happens.
Moving on to Sarcopenia.
Speaking of aging television shows.
Yes.
We could also discuss aging human beings.
Very nice, Josh.
that was clumsy.
Let's dish.
That got delivered by a drunk pizza guy.
Let's dish on Sarcopenia.
Okay.
I just like that name.
It's a good name.
It is.
So Chuck, you know, there are some obvious signs of aging as we progress in our years.
Sure.
Especially, it seems like these days once you start to hit the mid to late 70s.
Right.
All of a sudden, bam, you're like half your height.
Right.
You're stooped over.
Uh-huh. Slow.
Your rib cage is sunken in like the guy from the Unforgiven Metallica video.
Right. Sagging skin on the face.
These are the signs of age.
Yep.
And you just kind of take this for granted. I know I did until I wrote this article. But it turns out that a lot of this stuff can be prevented.
Yeah.
And a lot of these signs of aging are sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss.
Right. And we just want to say out there, if you are under 40, like many of our listeners probably are, listen up, because it will happen to you too, and you can remember this one day and use it. Or you can advise your parents and grandparents.
Yeah, well, actually, the whole reason this came up was because I was talking to my dad about it.
Oh, right.
He just turned 71 on July 4th, and he lost a bunch of weight. He's looking like Mr. Burt Reynolds these days.
He wears makeup?
A lot, actually. Only Mac, though, only the good stuff.
Right.
And his muscles are starting to atrophy because he's losing a bunch of weight and he's advancing in age, but he's not exercising as much. So I said, you know what? You're at risk for sarcopenia, and I'm going to look up this article I wrote. And you were sitting next to me, and you said, are we podcasting on that this week? And I said, yes, we are. So here we are, everyone.
That's how it happens.
There's the backstory.
People always wonder how we pick. That's how we pick sometimes.
Yeah, and the whole reason also, because we do have a fairly young listenership.
Yeah.
this can be prevented most easily by
starting young.
Yeah, starting young.
Yeah.
So let's talk about sarcopenia. Let's talk about muscle loss. First, let's talk about muscle, Chuck.
Protein?
Yeah.
Yes, muscle mass is protein, basically.
The end.
The end. And I like how you said that in the article that the body seeks stasis. Mm-hmm. So what you want is that balance between production and usage of that protein.
Right. You don't want to overproduce.
The body seeks stasis in many, many ways.
Well, yeah,
that's
balance. That's the level that it's seeking at all times with everything.
Right. Equilibrium.
Equilibrium, buddy.
It's a beautiful thing.
So, Chuck, muscle is obviously produced in the body. We don't just, go buy a length of muscle and insert it where we want it.
One day.
Yeah, right, yeah. We actually can produce our own through non-essential proteins. These are proteins that the body produces on its own.
Right.
And then we have essential proteins that we need to build muscle with. And we derive these by, jumping on gazelles and eating their throats out.
Right. Or just eating peanut butter and things like that contain a lot of protein, tuna fish.
Tearing the throat out of peanut butter.
Right.
So we got to tear the throat out of something to get muscle.
Right. And those are essential proteins.
You're right. Right.
You might have already said that.
I think I did, but it doesn't matter, buddy. So we take this protein and the stuff we produce, that's called synthesis. And the stuff we use, the essential proteins, that's metabolism, right?
Yes.
And we never really lose our ability to metabolize proteins as we age. But we do tend to lose our ability to synthesize our own.
Right. And this is where you wanted to get into hormones, correct?
You were just setting me up all day long, buddy.
Insulin-like growth hormone, IGF-1.
Yeah.
Testosterone.
Yeah.
And growth hormone.
Yeah.
They all play a role in the production of the protein, Josh. Did you know that?
I did. I wrote this article. Well, anyway, the point is these hormones, are the chemical messengers in our body. Uh-huh. They do all sorts of crazy stuff. I just wrote about whether or not you can get pregnant while you're breastfeeding. And hormones are amazing. And by the way, I know everything there is to know about the menstrual cycle. Really? I know everything. Ask me any question later. I'll tell you.
Menarche.
The
problem, Josh, is that these hormones decline as we age.
Right. So the protein production it's not getting the signals that it used to through the hormones.
So non-essential protein production slips, leaving only essential proteins that you ingest. And I think you indicated that as we get older, we actually need more protein. So that's kind of like a 1-2 punch.
Right, and we don't necessarily get more protein. Once you establish a diet in your lifetime, you usually kind of stick to it.
Especially in your 70s.
I mean, people may, come to understand their bodies. I can't remember how Douglas Copeland put it in Generation X. I think aware of your body.
Right.
People become aware of their bodies later in life, so they may change their diet some, but generally your protein intake will remain the same, even though you need it more. So you've got hormone decline and a protein deficiency.
So that's 2 of the 3. Actually, we didn't even mention the third yet.
Well, this is the most vital one: motor unit restructuring.
Right.
So you've got these 3 things: hormone decline, protein deficiency, and motor unit restructuring, which we're about to get into. And all of a sudden, you've got sarcopenia.
Exactly.
You're stooped over. Your face is sagging.
Yep.
You look like the old guy from the Unforgiven video.
Yep. You're walking slow. What is the Unforgiven video?
You know that Metallica song, Unforgiven?
Yeah, sort of.
It came out post good Metallica.
Yeah.
Before horrible Metallica.
Okay.
So it was during the
that
decent Metallica phase.
After Ride the Lightning, before
pre
whatever that
Lollapalooza tour.
Yeah, okay.
When they started wearing eyeliner and stuff.
Yeah. When they cut their hair.
So we've got sarcopenia, but we haven't really talked about that motor unit restructuring. This is the most important factor, right? So,
can we tell them what a motor unit is?
Yes.
Okay. So, Josh, there are things called motor neurons, and they command the muscle fibers to
voluntary muscle fibers
to do things.
Right. So
that's a motor unit, as those 2 things together.
Right. The muscle fibers they command, and the neurons. Right. The muscle fibers and the neurons that command them.
Yes.
That's a motor unit, right?
Yes.
And again, it's strictly voluntary muscle we're talking about.
Yeah.
So the neuron gets a command from the brain. I think in the article I use the example of raise right arm
and punch Chuck in the neck.
I would never do that.
Okay.
I'd say, shut up, brain. So the brain sends a signal to the neurons involved in raising your right arm, and they fire and contract the muscles.
Innervation.
Which is what's going on. Like, you're lifting your arm, it's really a bunch of muscles contracting.
Yeah.
And when I think about it like that, I think about, like, little tiny, like, pirates, like, pulling on the what
Hoisting the sail?
Sure. Like that, like, heave, ho, heave, ho.
Sure.
And all of a sudden your arm is raised.
Right. There you have it. It's called innervation, technically.
When the muscle fibers are caused to contract from the neurons, right? Now, raising your arm, that would be pretty much, probably exclusively the result of slow twitch neurons.
Yeah, we need to explain the difference here. There's two kinds of neurons. There's fast twitch, and there's slow twitch, FT and ST. And fast twitch.
I like fast twitch.
Fast twitch. That's really hard to say. It's
like Irish wristwatch.
Yeah, exactly. It's very specialized because they command like only fast movements, like when you run or like eye twitches.
Your
like
eyelids, yeah. Like really precise movement.
But there aren't as many of them because they only command a certain, limited number of functions.
Right. Well, one fast twitch neuron will command, say, just a few muscle fibers because it has to be precise. Right. So it can't be concerned with a whole bunch at once.
Right. Slow twitch, on the other hand, is the mass.
I think the way I put it in the article was the fast twitch neurons are kind of agile. Like a tightrope walker. Yeah. Where slow twitch are like bulls in china shops. Right. They're just kind of big and dumb and lumbering and brr,
Exactly.
So the slow twitch neuron is going to raise your arm.
Right.
Because it's just a bunch of just muscle fiber that isn't really involved in anything precise.
Big galoots.
Big galoots.
The problem is that the FT, the fast twitch ones, they die off as you age first.
Right.
They're the first to go.
So what happens is if a group of muscle fibers are no longer commanded by a neuron, they're at risk of atrophying,
right?
Which is muscle death, right? So then all of a sudden you have muscle loss. To prevent this, the body has a pretty cool system.
This is very cool.
Out of nowhere, the closest slow twitch neuron, that's the one that's closest to the dead fast twitch neuron, will take over. Yep. Will attach itself and take command
in place of the fast twitch.
Right.
Yes.
Support for this show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt, from renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, buys one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/SYSK and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/SYSK. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors, LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated Assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Hi, Kyle. Could you draw up a quick document with the basic business plan? Just one page as a Google Doc and send me the link? Thanks.
Hey, just finished drawing up that quick one-page business plan for you. Here's the link.
But there was no link. There was no business plan. It's not his fault. I hadn't programmed Kyle to be able to do that yet. My name is Evan Ratliff. I decided to create Kyle, my AI co-founder, after hearing a lot of stuff like this from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman.
There's this betting pool for the first year that there's a one-person billion-dollar company, which would have been like unimaginable without AI, and now will happen.
I got to thinking, could I be that one person? I'd made AI agents before for my award-winning podcast, Shell Game. This season on Shell Game, I'm trying to build a real company with a real product run by fake people.
Oh, hey, Evan. Good to have you join us. I found some really interesting data on adoption rates for AI agents in small to medium businesses.
Listen to Shell Game on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So you still need these precise movements, but now it's being they're being commanded by a big, dumb, lumbering neuron.
Right. So that is the restructuring. That's motor unit restructuring.
Right. And the result of it is if a loss of coordination, a loss of quick reaction.
Yeah, it's less precise.
Right. So that's part of that that lack of balance that happens as you age. It's actually the result of muscle loss, right?
Exactly. And that's part 3 of the what you call the perfect storm that can increase the onset of sarcopenia.
Right. And when this happens, especially along the spine, the muscle fibers along the spine, when there's motor unit restructuring or just straight up neuron death, that's what gives us our stoop posture, because to stand upright, it requires muscles going heave, ho, right? And when you lose it, you end up being stooped over. So these all put together, all these signs of age, the loss of the intercostal muscles between the ribs, stoop posture, sagging skin. It's called senile sarcopenia.
Yep.
And this is the most preventable type of sarcopenia. You can also get sarcopenia from disease. There's some other much less preventable forms of sarcopenia.
You said environmental conditions can...
Sure. Like basically if you lay down in a highway tunnel for several years and just inhale carbon monoxide constantly, you're probably sarcopenia will be among the various maladies that develop.
Right. Well, the good news, though, like you said, is that this can be prevented, and this is the message that you need to talk to your parents and grandparents about, and what people like me need to remember very soon as I am aging.
Right, and there's an easy solution to this.
Yeah, weights,
resistance training.
Yep.
So for a long time, doctors, well, they still do, but physicians or the medical establishment has always recommended something like, 30 minutes of exercise a day.
Yeah, it's all about cardio usually.
Cardio, like walking, running, swimming, getting the heart going. And yeah, you need to do that, but that has little to no effect on sarcopenia.
Yeah.
But resistance training does. And they've done a bunch of studies on this. This was one of those articles, Chuck, where I wrote it, and there was just so much awesome information out there. It was just a really interesting article to write, despite when it was assigned to me and I found out what sarcopenia was, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right. Why would I be writing this?
Yeah, me, of all people.
I need to write about whiskey.
But there's been a bunch of studies that have turned up some really surprising results, right? So, there was one that I came across that put a group of elderly people aged 78 to 84.
Yeah, this is pretty impressive.
On resistance training. And by resistance training, we're talking about, I don't know, where you lift weights with your legs by just like flexing them outward. I can't remember. I don't know what it's called.
You're not a
gym
like guy.
Bringing your, I've done it before. I've seen it on
usually
television.
The machines probably, I doubt if they recommend that the elderly go in there and start hitting the bench press.
No, as a matter of fact, they recommend that the elderly not try this first.
Right. They need to
by themselves. They need, at the very least, the advice of somebody who knows what they're talking about at the gym, who works at the gym.
And
if not a personal trainer.
Too.
You want to talk to your doctor first if you're elderly. But the point here is that if you are elderly and you are developing sarcopenia, it can actually be reversed by resistance training.
Yeah, hit 'em
so
with
like
the
these signs of aging can be reversed. This study that had 78 to 84-year-olds, they put them on a resistance training program, and they saw an increase of protein synthesis. Remember, that's the stuff that's the ability we lose as we get older.
Right.
The increase was 182%.
That's unreal. I love that one.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Because normally there's like increases, and whenever you look at a study, it's like, oh, there was a 2% change.
Yeah, this is
that's significant.
Marked difference.
This is enormously significant.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I tell them about the other one?
Just by doing weights, we can synthesize proteins better. Right.
Yeah. Can I tell them about the other one?
Please do.
The USDA did this one, and they said that elderly participants who did resistance training for 45 minutes, 3 times a week, saw for over a 3-month span, saw an average increase of 32% muscle fiber and 30% increase in strength.
Yeah.
And that's huge, man.
That's 45 minutes 3 times a week for 12 weeks. It's nothing.
No, not much.
And if you're 70 or 80,
what else are you doing?
You're not working. Yeah.
Hit the gym.
Yeah. Wapner commands you.
Should we talk about astronauts?
Well, I was hoping we'd get to this. The whole reason that we know that resistance training works is thanks to our friends at NASA.
This is weird, man. What happens is astronauts have a similar existence as elderly because it's very sedentary. They're in a space shuttle and there's not much room. They're weightless.
They're just hanging around drinking Tang, doing nothing.
Exactly.
They never did nothing for nobody.
Here's the interesting thing, Joshers.
What?
And I know you know this. They have an opposite effect. Their slow twitch.
Well, weightlessness.
Weightlessness does.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just if you're an astronaut.
Right.
But yeah,
you're doomed.
Being weightless. The fast twitch ones actually, the slow twitch ones die off first, and the fast twitch ones pick up the slack.
Right, rather than down here on Earth where the fast twitch
crazy.
dies off first and then the slow twitch picks up the slack.
And I've heard of this. I didn't know the science behind it, but I had heard that if you're weightless in space, like these people that are up there for like a year at the space station are coming back and like tearing calf muscles, like
that's the result of
stair.
it. It's not a loss of coordination, but very easily torn muscles because the little precise fast twitch neurons are not used to controlling like these huge. They don't do the heave ho that well.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so
they have to work this all out if we're going to live.
Figured it out.
In outer space one day.
Yeah, and I think the last point is yes, you're supposed to do cardio. You're supposed to do the 30 minutes of walking every day to stay alive and all that. But the point is you can't walk if you can't stand up straight, right?
You can't walk away your sarcopenia.
So you want to do the resistance training first. You want to start on that, or you want to start that regimen first, and then move into walking.
Yeah.
And again, if you're 12 years old and you're listening to us, you have no idea how this applies to you. But my friends, it does.
Right.
Sarah,
our amazing 11-year-old fan.
No, she's 12 now.
Oh, she's 12. That's right.
This does apply to you, just as it applies to Chuck and I. And let's go hit the gym, buddy.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You, me, and Arnie.
So, Chuck, and if anybody wants to, this is one of those articles where it'd be good to kind of print out and have around to refer to, I think.
Sort of sciencey.
Plus, there's some really good links on the Lots More Information page to give you more information. Lots more information. You can find that article by typing in Sarcopenia, that's Sarcopenia, in the handy toolbar at howstuffworks.com. And before we do listener mail, Chuck, let's do a little plug.
Yeah, we haven't plugged ourselves in a long time.
We're not big on tooting our own horns.
No. So we're going to plug our blog, which we haven't done in a while, and you can go to the howstuffworks.com website. Go to the blogs. You'll see it over on the right side, the blogs of How Stuff Works.
Yep, there's a lot of people that have blogs here. We have, 7, 8, 9 now?
Yeah, and they're all really great, actually.
They are. We have our Tracy, our colleague Tracy Wilson, writes fan stuff. It's all about geekdom.
Yep.
Katie does the history stuff blog.
Yeah.
Stuff you missed in history class, I should say. Scott's over there with auto stuff. Science. We've got the whole shebang.
Strickland and the gang with tech stuff.
The Brain does one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find all of them at the blogs at howstuffworks.com. And I think it's blogs.howstuffworks.com.
Right.
And or the homepage.
Should we plug the webcast too?
Definitely.
We haven't plugged this in a long time because we were not too sure of ourselves at first with the webcast. But we do a weekly...
Are we now?
Oh, yeah.
When did that happen?
I think it's good.
Okay.
We do a webcast every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
And it's live.
It's live video.
Right.
Without a net. And it's pretty clear that it's live when you see us stumble through certain things.
What? Not this week or last week. The week before, we actually started over like 5 minutes into it.
Did we?
Remember, it got so out of hand. We're just like, let's just start over.
I don't even remember.
It was wow.
It's a lot of fun though, and it's a little different than the show. It's a little more news oriented. We talk about current events, and
we don't cannibalize the podcast.
No, not at all. So it's fun, and you can watch that. On our blog, actually.
Yeah, so that's our webcast and the blog, which means...
Plug time is over.
Yeah, and that means...
Listener mail.
That's right.
Josh, I'm just going to call this... It Made Me Feel Good, and it's from Omaha.
That's a great title.
I always think of these on the fly, you understand. Dear Josh and Chuck, I've been meaning to write you and the History Stuff gals for a long time now for helping me survive horrendous long international plane trips for work. I save up a bunch of podcasts and listen to them to keep out the noise of strangers exchanging small talk and baby screaming and to take my mind off my anxiety and boredom. However, now I really have something to thank you for. Friday, I got back from a trip to Brazil, during which I listened to the podcast on Toxo and other parasites prevalent in Brazil. Lovely.
Yeah.
And the next day, I had to put my beloved bunny of 9 years to sleep. It's awful.
Is that related to toxoplasma?
Not at all. I have been heartbroken. It's very sad. Yesterday, driving home from work, I played a couple of your podcasts I hadn't listened to on my trip and found myself laughing out loud. It was amazing. I hadn't felt like laughing or even smiling for days, and you two cheered me up more than I thought was possible.
Awesome.
Sure, you didn't save my life or anything like you did with the hypermiling woman, but you certainly helped my emotional state. For that, I thank you. Keep up the great humor. I'm sure it helps people more than you know. This is from Brim in Omaha, Nebraska.
Brim?
Yeah.
Awesome.
B-R-E-M. And that
awesome name,
that's
too,
a
Brim.
last name or a nickname or something. She had a different name and I just can't say it on the air.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know we don't say full names.
Did you give her that nickname?
No. That's how she signed it, but then her full name was
I gotcha.
there as well.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it made me feel good.
Well, if you have any stories about how we made you feel better about a dead pet or any international travel you'd like to tell us about, you can send that in an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com. Want more How Stuff Works? Check out our blogs on the howstuffworks.com homepage. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
At CVS, it matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it. It matters that we're here for you when you need us, day or night. And we want everyone to feel welcomed and rewarded. It matters that CVS is here to fill your prescriptions and here to fill your craving for a tasty and, healthy snack. At CVS, we're proud to serve your community because we believe where you get your medicine matters. So visit us at cvs.com or just come by our store. We can't wait to meet you. Store hours vary by location.
Hi, Kyle. Could you draw up a quick document with the basic business plan, just one page, as a Google Doc, and send me the link? Thanks.
Hey, just finished drawing up that quick one-page business plan for you. Here's the link.
But there was no link. There was no business plan. I hadn't programmed Kyle to be able to do that yet. I'm Evan Ratliff, here with a story of entrepreneurship in the AI age. Listen as I attempt to build a real startup run by fake people. Check out the second season of my podcast, Shell Game, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.